Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Chris Burns Outdoors. Today I was going to do a quick video on my favorite. If I had one bait to pick and no other tackle and I had a choice, I would pick this bait. This bait is super versatile. You can use it in ponds, rivers, lakes. If you just want to take the kids out fishing and you don't have live bait or anything like that, you can go over to Walmart and pick that up. Gary Yamamoto Senkos. Super versatile, and it's really a simple bait, guys. It's basically a simple worm, but it's really, the elastic on it is kind of I don't know, it just sinks really well. I've used different ones, but Gary Yamamoto is definitely the one of choice. All different colors. So today I was going to show you kind of how to rig it in a couple different ways. So if there's not a lot of weeds and you can throw it maybe on the edge of a weed line or something like that, or even with this hook here, let's kind of show you that, you can throw it in cover and it'll pull right through. So the way that works is it's a weed guard. You can just push that down, that pops up, and you can turn it to the side. Okay, and what I like to do is I like to rig this, it's called wacky style. So you see the bait, and you see here there's a little flat part. So what you want to do is you want to take that hook and you want to just go right through that to where it's similar like that. And then you just take your weed guard, you bend your weed guard back around and pop that on there, and there you go. Tie it to your line, and as it goes down the water column, it kind of does this number. It just it does this, and the bass just can't handle it. I don't know, it's crazy. So that's wacky style with a weedless guard. Now a lot of times these are so the elastic in them is so thin and stuff, you get one or two fish, they just tear it up, and they just, I don't know, you can't get very many baits, and I think it's like $7.50, $8 for a bag of these. So I got this little tool here that I use, and basically what it is you slide this little black ring up like so, slides on there, and you get it toward the end like that, and then you just take your Senko and you push your Senko through there, and I get it to where I want it, which is basically halfway, and then what I do is I just slide that ring on, and now I've got that. So now what I do, instead of going through the bait, kind of see if you can see that, I'll go through the ring, the black ring. Let me get a little closer here. Like that. Then I just put my weed guard down. So now when the fish bite it, it just saves it, or if you're cast after a while or whatever, the hook is not through here, so every time you cast, it's not making it weaker. So that's wacky style. Another way I like to rig it, let's say you are in a lot of weeds and it's tough to get through it with the weed guard. I will use an offset hook, 1/0 or 2/0 offset hook, which looks like that, and you can get that at Walmart. And what I do there is you want to hook it through the fat end. There's two different ends. You see that end there, and then you've got the thin end. So I take the hook, I go through it about that far, then I pop it out, and then what I do is I feed it all the way up. You see where it's bent, and you just push it, and what it does is it'll bend through like so. See that? Then I take the hook, I make a gauge with my finger. So right here's my finger, and then what I do is I take the hook, I pop it through like so, And then what I do is I just take this tip of the hook and I pop it through like that. And then I just tie that to my line. Well, it ought to be tied to the line, but you can do it afterwards. And that's basically what it is. That's not perfectly straight. I try to get them as straight as I can. And then basically that'll pull through the weeds. And see, I can run my finger over there. When the fish bite, it'll pop out the hook like so. They bite down, and then that'll catch your fish. Similar, something like that. So that's weedless. This is wacky. Okay. Now, guys, if you don't have the weedless guard hooks like the first one I showed you, like that, that's no problem. A lot of times, I'll just use the offset hook. If I'm fishing in an area where there's a lot of grass, and then there might be an open area, my hook ratio set up, to catch the fish, to hook the hook up is a lot better. I'll just go ahead and do this. That's all. Then I can run it both ways, and I don't have to change hooks. See that? So now you got to be patient with this bait. You throw it out there and you kind of let it just sink. It's going to take its time, and then all you're going to do is when you throw it out there, you'll pull it up really slow, and I sometimes just pop it at the end, and then I let it float back to the bottom. And I do that over and over again. And then what you'll feel is a tick tick, and you don't need to yank it hard. You just reel your slack in and pull towards you, and that'll hook the fish. The bass love this. It's crazy. Like I said, perfect for kids. You can hook this weedless. They can cast everywhere. If you hook it up like I showed you, use the weedless guard, or you can hook it like this. The kids can cast everywhere along the pond or in a lake, and you don't have to sit there and untangle forever. And it catches a lot of fish. Just like that. Okay, another thing I'll do, this is actually called a Senko rig. Let's say you're fishing in deeper water. Like I said, you have to have a lot of patience for this. A lot of times what I'll do is I will use this type of weight, okay? And what this will do is it gets it down there quicker. So I'll take this here and I'll just screw this into the end of the worm. Okay? Kind of looks like that. You see how heavy that is? And that'll get me that extra weight that I need. Okay? Now sometimes if I have a lighter or whatever, I'll heat the end of that up with a pair of pliers and I'll push that through, and then it'll melt all the way around there so it doesn't come out. The other thing I'll do a lot of times is just use some super glue and super glue around that. And then what I do is I just take my hook, I come through the ring, and I'll pop that out, and I try to get a little bit of the worm in there on this one, and it looks like that. See how I got the worm in there? That holds it like that hook straight up, and it doesn't tend to twist. Then I'll throw my weed guard on there, or a lot of times I won't. And what that'll do is that'll get that bait in deeper water. Say you're fishing, 15 feet or better, and that'll just sink it quicker. Your action's definitely a little bit different. That'll get to the bottom, and you can kind of play with that a little bit, hop it, pull it back up, and then it'll just kind of do its number back down. So those are 3 ways that I kind of hook the Senko. But if you're just getting started with this bait and you want to catch fish, I suggest you just do something simple like this. And all that is, again, guys, is just an offset hook. Looks like that. Pick them up at Walmart, 1/0, 2/0 hooks. Rig it the way I showed you. Throw it in the weeds, pull it through the weeds, let it sink back down, or the wacky style. You don't need to get special. You can just do that. That's that simple. And you will have a blast, guys. A lot of fun in your pond, or your local little farm pond, or taking the kids fishing for an afternoon or whatever, and you don't have live bait. Like I said, this is a perfect bait to do that with. So Nico rig, we call it, okay, or wacky rig, or just a weedless Senko. There again, I'm going to show you one last time. See the offset? You get it there, push it, turn your hook to where it's like that. Gauge it with your finger. Right there is your hook. You gauge it, pop it through, pull it a little bit out, pop it back in, and now your hook is weedless. Okay, guys, I hope that helps you out. Take the kids out this weekend. Get them out fishing. Probably getting a little bit colder up north, but maybe you find a day or two where you can get back out, or the springtime. This is really good. But they'll have a blast with this, and so will you. So hope that helps you guys out. I just thought that I'd give you a little tip on the Gary Yatamano Senko, all different colors. Watermelon red, guys, is my favorite. And they'll tell you right here on the packet what color they are. So, all right, please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate all the support, guys. I hope everybody has a great day, and hopefully this weekend, if it warms up a little bit, you can get out and go fishing. Thanks.